Namaskar. You're watching Dr. KK Med Talks Fridays with Dr. Anita Kant, non-stop show 1032nd episode. Let's have the headlines of the day. India continues to have unsafe abortions despite progressive legislation since the past 5 decades facilitating ease of access to abortion services. India liberalizes abortion law, but social stigma pushes vulnerable women to unsafe abortion, says reports. Based on WHO data, 55% of unintended pregnancies among adolescent girls aged 15 to 19 years end in abortions, which are often unsafe. The amended bill allows abortions to be done on the advice of one doctor up to 20 weeks and two doctors in the case of certain category of women between 20 to 24 weeks. In a significant order, the Supreme Court, highlighting fundamental rights under Article 21 of the Constitution, said that the opinion of a pregnant minor is an important factor while deciding on abortion. Let's go to the topic of the day. Today we will be talking about amendments in the MTP Act. Is it a boon for a woman? और आज हमें इसके बारे में सब बताने के लिए आई हैं डॉक्टर अलका कुठे. She is a distinguished expert in the intersection of law, human rights, and medicine with a robust background in criminology and human rights education. Currently, she is serving as the chairman of the IMA MS Medical Legal Cell for the year 2023-24. Dr. Kutte has a significant impact on medical legal affairs and ethics at both national and regional levels. She is also the national coordinator for the FOGSI Ethics and Medical Legal Committee and a legal advisor for BPNI Maharashtra State. Her extensive experience includes founding roles and key contributions to various professional bodies, including the Human Milk Banking Association of India and the Association of Lactational Professionals of India. Recognized for her exceptional work, she has received numerous awards, including the IMA Star Award for Academic Excellence and the President Appreciation Award for her outstanding leadership in medical legal issues. Welcome, Dr. Alka. So, shall we start?
It's okay. I'm ready.
डॉक्टर साहब
Yes.
हम हिंदी में बात करेंगे इंग्लिश में जिसमें आप कंफर्टेबल हो.
Yes, it will be mixed Hindi and English.
नेक्स्ट ओके ठीक है. सो सबसे पहले मैं आपसे पूछना चाहूंगी कि एमटीपी एक्ट क्या है और उसकी रेलेवेंस क्या है.
Yeah, I can. Miss, we can talk with each other also. But can I share my presentation?
Yes,
Can I
very
share my
nice. That will be
presentation?
good. Yes,
So it will
very
be very visual impact will be there.
yes,
So
yes.
let me give some option of share presentation.
Mr. Faraz.
Give me some option of sharing my presentation.
हाँ, Mr. Faraz.
Yes, ma'am. You can do it. Click on present option.
No, there is no present option. There is no
Present
nothing
option
like
below.
that.
Below there is a present option.
No, there is no present option as such. I can't see anything. Only thing I can see is like.
सो जब तक डॉक्टर अलका अपनी प्रेजेंटेशन हम लोगों के लिए तैयार करते हैं, एमटीपी मतलब अबॉर्शन होता है, जबकि मेडिको लीगली एक औरत अपनी मर्जी से डिसाइड करती है कि उसको प्रेगनेंसी नहीं कंटिन्यू करनी है फॉर वट एवर रीजन, चाहे उसको कोई अपनी पर्सनल प्रॉब्लम हो, उसका कोई फेलियर ऑफ कॉन्ट्रासेप्शन हुआ हो, या उसके बच्चे या माँ को डॉक्टर कहते हैं कि उनकी लाइफ को कोई रिस्क है अगर वो प्रेगनेंसी कंटिन्यू करती है. तो इन सब रीजंस की वजह से इंडियन गवर्नमेंट ने एमटीपी एक्ट बनाया है ताकि सेफली लीगली ये माताएं अपने गर्भ को गिरा सकें. तो आज हमें डॉक्टर अलका बताएंगी. हाँ जी.
Actually, it's like talk show. So instead of sharing my presentation, I can we
Sure.
can discuss as a discuss few issues. The topic
ठीक है जी.
given to me is like MTP Amendment Act with a boon for Indian women.
हाँ जी, हाँ जी,
Dr.
हाँ जी.
Anita, we are citizens of India. Yeah.
हाँ
So
जी.
we know there are many countries still in the world which have no,
Even
they
USA,
are not legalized abortion. Yeah,
even
in
some
USA,
states of
part
USA
of
also.
Europe, yeah, part of Europe also, they are not legalized abortion. Some restriction is there, and I think I consider myself lucky that we had the MTP Act in 1971, but recently in 1921, means 2021, we have amended MTP Act 2021, and because of this amendment, I think that woman who resides in India, she's empowered, and it is like a boon for Indian woman. Because previously I remember when I was student, when the patient used to come for MTP in our college, somehow she used to say as if she has done some crime. Okay, slowly she used to talk to us. No, no, I want to undergo MTP. Slowly, gradually, we counseled a woman coming to us for MTP. No, you can do MTP. Is legalized since 1971, etc. But still, because of the fear, because of the thing that it will be known to everybody in the family or in the society, and sometimes the bad factors in the society, they used to get MTP done from Bondu or from Sadhu or Saint. Like it was like a abortion getting by a non-trained person, and we can understand the complications if it is if the MTP is done by non-trained person at non-trained unauthorized place, non-trained person. So India came to know gradually the women they are getting MTP done, but sometimes they are losing their lives also. So maternal morbidity and mortality was still high, though the MTP Act was there. But we came to know afterwards that just 1971 MTP Act is an age-old law, long back. But the current women who are working in they're like service-going women, working women, there are many challenges for them. So whatever indications were there as per the 1971 Act, they were true for the women of that period. But the advanced period or advanced women, they require certain age because they want to pursue their career. And sometimes they are at a stage when they are not informed that they are pregnant, but at the same time they want to get rid of the fetus. Though we say that it's the first time you should welcome the fetus, you should welcome the pregnancy. But then again, there is a balance whether to pursue the career or whether to go for pregnancy, and then for 1 or 2 years she gets like she's at home only, though she is like engineer, doctor, any specialty. So I think MTP Act 2021 has definitely served as a boon for Indian women.
सही है. So what are the key changes in this amendment of the MTP Act, if you can tell us?
Yes. Previously, MTP Act 1971 legalizes abortion. At the same time, it absolves the doctor from IPC, Indian Penal Code 312 to 316. Anything if abortion, even if it's done by doctor for the betterment of the woman, sometimes because of some consequences, because of some mishap, because of some fallacy in consent taking or some mistakes, they were liable criminally as per the IPC Act. But when the MTP Act was passed in 1971, the doctors could safely perform MTP as per the indications. The place registered, RMP, registered medical practitioner, as per his name entered in state medical council, and as per the requirements uh, uh, told in the MTP Act or dictated by the MTP Act, they used to conduct MTP. And afterwards, we came to know that because it was like up to 12 weeks, 12 to 20 weeks. These are the two like period. Up to 12 weeks, like some centers were authorized for only up to 12 weeks. And 12 to 20 weeks, some centers were authorized. Again, up to 12 weeks, only consent of one registered medical practitioner was sufficient. And 12 to 20 weeks, consent of two registered medical practitioners. Who are the registered medical practitioners? As defined in the MTP Act. There are certain training criteria, and again DJO, MD, all these curriculum criteria. Accordingly, they used to do, and places they used to get registered. The center should be registered by the district level authority, whosoever, civil surgeon or municipal health officer. So center should be registered, place should be registered, door should be registered, RMP, And the indication is very important. So the question asked by you, what made the difference? Previously, the indications up to 12 weeks, they're like failure of contraception. And again, some they want to pursue because the continuation of pregnancy will be like mental trauma or some economical trauma. These were the indications like as per the socio-economic background. Plus, at the same time, they were as if suppose by chance she has used contraception but failed contraception, but it was only for married women. But nowadays, the limit has been extended. First, it was only 12 weeks, 12 to 20 weeks. 12 weeks, there is signature of one doctor, 20 to 20 weeks, signature of two doctors. Now, what are the changes? Up to 20 weeks, only one RMP, registered medical practitioner, can give sign opinion form. We say opinion of the one registered medical practitioner, and the limit has been extended to 24 weeks. So 20 to 24 weeks open of the two registered medical practitioners. Again, the indications also change. Up to 20 weeks, failure of contraception can be only up to 20 weeks. If the woman comes to me saying that she is 22 weeks pregnant and she is having a failure of contraception, it's not a legal indication for conducting MTP. So, married and as well as unmarried, they are covered as per the amended MTP Act. Up to 20 weeks, failure of contraception and other like mental trauma, like other things. There are three, four criteria. The fetal problem is there, some mental or economical trauma she wants to pursue career. There are many indications. Rape, some sexual assault is there, all these things. Okay. And then 12 to 20 weeks, again, there are criteria. But the important change what they made nowadays is that they are a special category of women. What are the special category of women? Minor women. Women has who has undergone divorce during this current pregnancy. Single woman. She has undergone divorce or she is a widow. So single woman, she also can get terminated. Minor rape victim, she also can get terminated up to 24 weeks. I'm talking about 24 weeks, 20 to 24 weeks. Again, congenital abnormalities, the fetal is not salvageable, or he or she would suffer from such an abnormality that will be dangerous for further life, like will be mental trauma, economical loss to the family, different things. So these were the special category of women as defined in the amended MTP Act. They can get advantage of MTP Amendment Act. Okay. Now the important thing is that again, previously whenever rape case used to come to us, up to 20 weeks we used to conduct MTP. About 20 weeks we used to go to court of law or rather read petition. But now again,
Yes.
what is the still problem exists that about 24 weeks, if the rape case comes to me, again I have to go to court of law. So again, read petition. Okay. Previously, it was up to 20 weeks. Now, the limit has been definitely extended 20 to 24 weeks. But above that, about 24 weeks, again the same procedure. Again, go to court of law by writ petition. Court will take opinion of medical board and then will tell whether we can conduct MTP because already it exceeds 24 weeks and the rape case is there because she wants to get rid of pregnancy naturally because it's a rape case. Sometimes court does not allow and the child is kept in a special room so that up to 9 months and then the child is given some adoption, other things are there, management this thing, protocols. But important thing is of medical board. Sometimes we know you are also gynecologist, madam. Sometimes we come to know that anomaly is diagnosed too late. Certain anomalies, in spite of due diligence, proper care, they are not diagnosed up to 24 weeks. 20 to 24 weeks is an extended window for anomalies, no doubt about that. But a certain time, because the patient doesn't come to us for anomaly scan, because the patient lives at some remote place where sonography is not possible, sometimes she comes to us up to 24 weeks. And certain anomaly is diagnosed, which is not survivable. The baby will be too much handicapped. The family has to bear mental and economical loss. In that condition, the medical board is appointed by the state authority, and this medical board consists of gynecologists, neonatologists, radiologists, fetal medicine expert, and as per the requirements of the medical board, they are appointed. One of them is also woman; she can be NGO. So all these together decide whether this anomaly is a salvageable, means baby can be salvageable, or the baby can have a good survival. Otherwise, they give some opinion within 3 days of the requisition, and after the opinion of medical board, within 2 days. So together it amounts approximately 5 to 6 days for final MTP. So the RMP can conduct MTP after the permission from medical board appointed by state government about 24 weeks after the decision of the medical board. There are certain categories, actually the list is exhaustive. There are anomalies given in that list, but the list continues and there are certain anomalies. Actually the mother, especially mother, who is the most sufferer, who can tolerate a baby in such a bad condition that the baby is not, in future the death is there, but till then who can see the miserable condition of the baby. So for these ladies, the diagnosed anomaly is very late. They can go for, as per the amended MTP Act, rape cases 20 to 24 weeks. We can conduct MTP though she is minor. Whether she is unmarried or unmarried doesn't matter. We can conduct MTP even in rape cases up to 24 weeks. Minor, we can conduct. Major, no doubt about that. But the conditions as per the given amended MTP Act, in between 20 to 24 weeks, there are 7 categories of women. Then only we can conduct MTP. Okay. So these are the substantial things. Only thing, sometimes I feel previously they used to say that if there is a breach of privacy, the doctor is to get a fine of rupees 1,000. So doctors are doing everything for the betterment of the patient. But in case sometimes because of some staff, because of something, this breach in the privacy of the patient whose MTP is done in our nursing home, the doctor can get imprisonment. So the amended MTP Act says imprisonment and or fine, which was not in the previous MTP Act 1971. But for the woman, from the woman point of view, what I was telling, it's like a boon. MTP Amended Act is a boon for the woman, especially women who are facing the challenges of the modern world. In spite of ultrasonography, there is not accessible. Some tribal women or women living at a remote place, they can have rescue by this MTP Amendment Act.
So, what do you think? How does this affect the women who are living in rural or underserved areas where the facilities are not there?
Yeah. Nowadays, I think in many parts of the India, though it's a rural area, PSCs and CSCs are there, where at least monthly a sonography person from district hospital, this at least one visit to that center, so that the medical officer calls all the pregnant ladies, especially the high risk ladies or ladies having previous abortion, premature delivery. Some bad obstetric history is there because of many reasons. We know the chromosomal causes and many causes. So the survey sonography is done. If by chance there is anomaly, the woman is referred to district hospital for termination of pregnancy. Sometimes we have a good network of ASHA worker. So in India and many parts of India, we have ASHA worker ANM. There are certain incentives given to ASHA worker and ANM, ASHA worker especially, because they get less salary, but they are incentives. They bring this type of women who are high risk, or a sonography is not done at all. But sometimes what happens, in spite of so much of allotment of work, many times because of rainy season, because of some accessible, there's no proper roads. Sometimes the woman may not come to hospital, or ASHA worker may not reach to that pregnant woman. Though everything is decided as per the protocol, the timetable is prepared, LMP, what is last menstrual period, what is EDD, everything is decided. Still, it can happen that each and every patient is not getting ASHA's help. In that case, suppose the ASHA brings the patient late, but somehow they get some this thing, what we say, that government van, ambulance, right? So they can bring all the patients to the district hospital, get sonography done. But even if they don't come to district hospital, at least one monthly visit is there. Sonologists go to that center, sonography is done. If they find some sonography, they come to know that there is some anomaly, the patient is referred to district hospital. Rape cases, we know POXO, because India is also a country who take care of the minor girls below 18 years, and some sexual assault is there. And if the minor patient is pregnant, in POXO girls, it is very sensitive act. We have to inform the police immediately when we come across POXO case. Any sexual abuse, sexual assault with the girl child. It is actually gender neutral law for a male child as well as female child. But if the female patient is pregnant and she is minor, we have to inform police, but at the same time we have to conduct MTP, because What else she will do? She has to pursue her education. She doesn't is not she is mature, not that much mature physically, mentally, to bring the child up after delivery. And before delivery, there is high mortality because her structure is not developed to for the growth of the child. So in these cases, POXO cases also nowadays, because of the stringent act and because of the increased awareness, patients do come to us, minor girl child with pregnancy, and then as per the indication we can conduct MTP in minor. There is an indication in the MTP Act. Only thing, consent part is very important, because in case of adult MTP, consent of the woman is sufficient. We did not ask husband or anybody in the family.
Hmm.
Only for abundant precaution, we take the signature of the relative or friend who is adult, just for the sake of the, suppose suction is done, some surgical procedure is done, if something is there, if somebody is there to tell what has happened with the patient. Otherwise, only alone patient we can conduct MTP, but somebody should be there who is waiting outside the OT. In minor girl who is pregnant, we have to take the consent of legal guardian. Legal guardians can be natural guardians, like parents. But in some exceptional cases, if the parents are not there with the minor child, who will give consent? In that case, any as per the MTP says guardian. Guardian means who can take care of the minor child. POXO says natural guardians. But the natural guardians are not there. As per the MTP Act, we can take signature of any adult person who has best interest, who has care of the child, and who will do everything for the best interest of the child. In that case, if nobody is there, we have to take consent of the medical superintendent, dean of the medical college, or anyone who can decide best for that particular child. So the MTP Amendment Act is not only good for adult woman, but also minor girl child, in whom previously we used to go to court of law about this thing 20 weeks by writ petition. But 20 to 24 weeks is also a window where we can conduct MTP in adult as well as minor girl. And of course, contraception failure is not a valid indication for 20 to 24 weeks. So whether minor or whether married or unmarried doesn't matter. But failure of contraception will be indication only up to 20 weeks. 20 to 24 weeks, failure of contraception is not at all indication to conduct MTP. There are 7 categories of women as listed in the MTP Amendment Act, what we have discussed previously. They only can undergo MTP at registered place by registered medical practitioner.
So, how do these amendments align with the international standards on the reproductive rights of a woman?
Yeah, actually, madam, when I did LLM and PG diploma in human rights education, some thesis is given to us. That time, reproductive rights of an Indian woman was the thesis given to me, and I have I completed that thesis. And for the first time, doctor person pursuing the thesis on reproductive rights of the woman, because previously it was not, what are the reproductive rights were not known to Indian women. But we know, so our Supreme Constitution, great Constitution of India, in certain directive principles, there are two parts. One is right portion, some directive principles. There are two divisions in that Supreme Constitution. But in that Supreme Constitution, reproductive rights are given to the Indian woman. Means Indian woman can decide when to have pregnancy, how many years gap should be there in between two children. So when to have pregnancy, that is planning of the pregnancy, and contraception means how much, whether she wants 3 years of gap or 5 years of gap. Who will decide? Not doctor will decide. We can just advise her to use oral pills or copper tea or any intrauterine device. But deciding factor is a woman. Even not husband also cannot decide. But Indian woman is a special category. She has been given reproductive rights, freedom to decide how many children and what will be the gap in the two children. I think there are few countries in world who recognize such type of rights, because Indian women, I think they are very lucky. They have that much freedom to decide how many children and the gap between the children. There are many countries, though there are progress at all levels, but this means at this level means like reproductive rights of the woman, MTP, all these things, they are not still legalized in many countries. Some countries they think that it's a curse, or there is some they conduct some sin if they undergo MTP. So there are many misconceptions and taboos attached to MTP. So I think Indian women, they are very much lucky to have this amendment in MTP Act. But of course, there are still certain controversies, dilemmas, where to conduct the female feticide, because female feticide is an important part when the baby is big enough, 20 to 24 weeks. If the baby is live born, how to dispose of the baby when we can see the baby is live? Okay, the baby will die after some time, but till what time? Whether just we see the baby, that baby will be dying. So whether to give some resuscitation measures or not. Second thing, how to conduct female feticide. All are not experts. That KCL injection in the heart, they require some intervention procedure. Whether the gynecologists who are trained, like suppose we were trained in 1986, it was not taught to us in our curriculum. So if at all that patient comes to me, how I should do? So I should refer to government medical college. So there are already the medical colleges, government medical colleges already burdened, overburdened. It's very difficult to handle the patients, especially MTP patient. And if each and every patient is referred by private doctor to government hospital because they have to undergo conduct the female feticide and the intervention procedure is not available in private hospital, it is very difficult for government hospital to handle such a magnitude of cases. So again, as per the Amendment Act, there are certain things which we want to clear, whether we can ask some intervention this thing person to our hospital, get it done at our hospital, because suppose I can't do that, then also I can conduct MTP in my hospital. The second question is after IUD, because they will inject KCL in the heart, the baby will die, and then we have to conduct MTP. Then whether it will be labeled MTP by me, because I will be conducting procedure on a child. Already KCL injection has been done, injected. The baby is no more live. So whether it will be entered in my record as a MTP, because we know MTP only on live baby. The baby, if it is not in live, so we can't say MTP. So all this thing, there are many controversies, and still the private doctors, many private doctors, they still think prefer it just to give like iron calcium, that basic treatment, and refer the patient to medical college or government hospital to get MTP done. We know there are such a magnitude of cases already there, pending cases in government hospital. It's very difficult for government hospitals and colleges to handle such a huge number of cases.
You're right. So, although I'm going to ask you about the educational or awareness programs in place to inform the women about their rights, but I want to point out here that still the police, the district authorities are not aware of the amendment in the act, and many a times doctors are getting notices to come to the station, police station, and explain because the husband has put in a paper that my wife got an abortion done without my permission. I would like to
Yes.
state here, you have said already that
Yes.
husband's permission is not required, only the wife's signature is enough for us
Yes.
to go ahead with the MTP. And another suggestion, since you talked about POXO, many a times a woman will come and lie about her age. So it is always better to check her Aadhaar
Documented.
card, maybe
Document.
attach it with the survey, the secret document of the consent, and keep it in safekeeping. Because I
Yes.
have had my colleagues suffering because these things were not done.
Correct.
So I
Yeah, yeah.
thought I'll
Actually,
point it out.
I received 2 3 calls in next last one, where they have received summons which they 2 3 years back. They had conducted MTB then, and that time the girl had told 19 years. And then the doctor received summons, why you are not informed to police. So the
Hmm.
documentation, Aadhaar card, PC, if there is some doubt,
Yes,
refer to radiologist as well for the
yes,
estimation of the age. So
yes,
they don't take any blame, because we want to save practice. We want to help
yes,
patients. But at the same time, our practice should be safe practice, so that tomorrow nobody will point out why you are not informed to police person. It's very
yes,
important. And the second thing, madam, you said again, amendments are not known to our this general society people also.
yes, 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 yes,
Doctors also, they know, but they don't know how to get it done. POXO cases, the if the youth come, to, the young persons, they come to know that there can be crime if they have sexual intercourse below 18 years. I don't think they will go for that. So again, youth awareness program on POXO Act. If at all there is some matter between you, or you do, like you prefer each other's this thing, cohabitation or whatever, marriage afterwards. But at present you are below 18 years. Even the boy is about 18 years, but the girl is below 18 years. So the couple who is going to marry after that, but the boy is behind the bar, arrested because of the
Yes.
criminal this thing, crime. So the total breakage is what you can imagine. What will happen to the girl who is in good relation with the boy, but just because the boy is behind the bar. So we should teach adolescents and this youth population that there is a POXO Act. If at all you want to get married, but no sexual intercourse or like this practices or say practices, but we can't prescribe because again it will POXO will apply. So giving information is sufficient, but we can't prescribe because it will come again under POXO Act. So if they come to know that this is a crime, I don't think boy will go for this, or even the girl will say will ask them to stop. So both things, bilateral things should be there. Then only the criminal part of this POXO means the consent was there, the girl was ready because they are going to marry, but because the girl is below 18 years, though the boy is above 18, 20, 18 years, adult boy, he has to go behind bar. So education, lot of youth education program about POXO Act and MTP awareness, MTP amendment awareness program in our society. And of course, that what part is the consent of the husband not required. But again, allegations are there. Doctor ने और patient ने मिला के abortion करवा लिया, husband
Abortion
को
कर
बिना
दिया.
बताए. Yeah.
बिल्कुल
So,
बिल्कुल.
but
Actually,
that,
in Foxy, there is an MTP committee which has been holding so many webinars and actual seminars to educate the doctors. But in the society, we have to still spread the word about the amended MTP Act. You're right.
so, correct. Social awareness programs we need to organize so that they come to know there are amendments. If at all they come to know there is an anomaly, they can go to a registered medical practitioner and get it done instead of just having a tension that tomorrow what will happen. If the amendments are there, she can safely undergo, provided it is as per the indications in the amended MTP Act. But if they don't know, then again, I still remember long back I had conducted MTP in minor girl, and it was I think it was the beginning of my career. That time nobody has taught me. I had documented everything, but the POXO Act was not there that time, so no question of
Yes,
informing to police. But they
police.
got it written it is as per the consent and nothing to be means they don't want to go into court of law, they are going to marry. But afterwards I received summons from court, and it was my first case when I started my practice. So they said, ki, how do you didn't inform the police because it is a rape case? Then I told because I was be having that tomorrow I will be becoming like a law student probably. I said no, but it is she has been consent, but consent now she is saying because the boy did not marry with the girl. That was the whole
Oh,
story. Then I showed my the papers where the girl has written it is out of consent, sexual intercourse. Both POXO Act was not there in those days,
yes.
but the boy also has given consent that I am going to marry. Then I don't know what is that, what further things, but that time it was like first incident going into court of law and standing in the witness box. But
Yes,
now
I
we know all
agree.
these things, we know, and we have to inform to the police. Yeah.
Yes. So thank you, Dr. Alka Kute, for joining us today and telling us so many things and telling our viewers also so many things about the amended MTP Act and how to use it to the best of your advantage. Could you show us the certificate, please? This is a small thank you from our side for giving us time and enlightening our listeners today. That will be all for today. Dr. KK
And once again,
Mentalks will.
Dr.
Yes,
Anita, I would like to
yes,
thank you also because your questions were very nice and
thank you.
as per the target of the MTP Act. And second thing, I would like to offer my prayers to Dr. KK Agrawal sir because he's like our guide. I met him
Yes.
many times in Delhi, and he was a very good teacher at Sevagram Medical College. I know him
He
very
was
well.
my classmate. He was
Oh,
my
very nice.
classmate in MGIMS
Nice.
Sevagram.
So you are also from Sevagram Medical College.
Yes, same
Okay.
batch, both of us.
Okay, I know
75
him very
batch.
yes, yes. I know him very well, and I had been to Delhi many times, and we had good number of discussion with Dr. KK Agrawal sir. And during COVID, this pandemic, not many services he has given, even that
Yes,
lectures and all those things. The last program
yes,
I attended, and after few days, we received the news of his demise. So
Very
it was
sad, very sad.
yeah, yes. And again, would like to thank IGCP partner. They are with me since 1.5 years and doing good
Okay,
job. Like this is awareness program for our colleagues also and who's ever listening to this talk. So thank you
yes,
so much for giving the
thank you.
opportunity. Yes.
So that will be all for today. Dr. KK Med Talks will return tomorrow at 7 p.m. with another edition of the show. Keep watching Dr. KK Med Talks. Namaskar.
Thank you so much.